49er mind is it's not just a thought process, but a way of life. 49er mind. 49er mind.
Can't shake it. It's 49er mind that I got. It's 49er shine that I got. My psyche's on another Frisco Super Bowl. Don't sit slow, cause here we go with a super show. A red and gold session. About a red and gold obsession. With some well-controlled expressions. Let's talk about that win that we got. Who should have been in the slot? That's how it's been in the squad. Let's roll that back, all that crack, all that straight fumble sack. Or just dial it on up if you wanna talk smack. It don't matter what the storyline, as long as the story aligns with a 49er mind.
49er mind. It's not just a thought process, 49er mind, but a way of life. For sure. 49er mind. Way of life. 49er mind.
What is up, everybody? We are here. We're live with an edition of Bring the Heat podcast on the 49er Minded YouTube channel, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Before I introduce my co-host, we got Fernando, 49ers Throwback, saying thanks for tuning in, faithful. Hope you all had a good, happy new year. Make sure y'all smash the like button and subscribe to the channels. And let's say what's up to our first co-host, Mariah, from 49 Faithfully Podcast. How you doing?
What up? I'm good to be back.
Yeah, great to have you back. Awesome. Got Ryan from No Border Sports.
What up?
Yo, happy new year, everybody. Happy new year to my co-hosts. And this is the first Bring the Heat podcast of the new year. Actually, the first podcast on my channel of the new year as well. I was going to do a post-game show. I didn't, so this is kind of how we're going to do it. And if you guys want to talk about anything else before we get started, anything on your minds, anything interesting that you guys have going on, go ahead, and then that we can just get going and talking about this last game that took place.
I've got a.
Oh, go ahead.
I got a New Year resolution.
Okay.
I'm not smoking weed no more,
Oh.
and I ain't smoking it no less. Ow! Woo!
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say you were like, oh, I'm gonna make the switch to edibles or something like that, you know. But I was waiting for something to pop up.
I'm like,
So
that's funny because he was just telling us that they had a sale today. So
Yeah, we had an yeah, we sure did. He was
I
gonna
fell
donate
off the wagon.
Yes, indeed. Let me say what's up to Tommy Huxley. He says I want to hear about it. There you go. Shout out to Tommy.
hey, Tommy.
Tommy Huxley's here. Yeah, man. So got a little bit of a different new layout right here, and for Bring the Heat podcast, I kind of liked it, so I chose it, stuck with it for now.
Dude,
We're always
I've
changing
seen
things
the thumbnail. I was like, God damn, that looks great.
Well, I
You and
cheated.
Mariah-
I cheated.
Oh,
I cheated.
You cheated? Oh,
Yeah,
Mariah
I
doesn't
cheat.
cheat.
I know Mariah's really, really good. I can do things. I have done things that are original. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not the graphic artist that Mariah is, and I'll never proclaim to be so. And let's just say I've used some AI as of late, which helps a whole lot. That's what I mean when I cheat. So there you go, giving up my secrets.
That seems to be everybody's secret these days. So.
Exactly right. Hey, you know what? When you're doing this content creating stuff and you don't want to stay in front of your computer for God knows how long, hey, it helps. It helps cut down time.
Yeah.
So sure does. So 49ers won 27-10 against the Washington Commanders on FedEx Field. It was a day where Brock Purdy put up 230 yards, 22 for 28, 2 TDs. We saw a lot of Elijah Mitchell, huh? And
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk had a great day. And any takeaways you want from the game you want to talk about?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, we don't want to see Elijah Mitchell because of the reasoning, which is CMC hurt. Thankfully, it's not, an injury that's going to keep him out of the playoffs, but it was good to see Elijah Mitchell back and him actually look like the Elijah Mitchell that we knew, right? Like, because so many times that he's been fighting these injuries and has been coming back, going out, coming back, coming out, he just hasn't looked like himself. And this game, he had 17 carries for 80 yards, 4.7 yards a carry and a touchdown. I mean, you can't ask nothing more from the guy than to come in, for your star running back that's sidelined at the moment and put in a performance like that. So thankfully he was healthy and we had him to come in because, like I said, it seemed like CMC was trying to come back into the game for a while, and they were taping him up. You know, he was running on the sideline, and you could tell something just wasn't right in his calf. And, you know, I'm glad that they were able to play it safe and keep him out without, you know, bringing him in and risking anything further. Like you said, Ayuk, 7 receptions for 114 yards, 16.3 yards a reception, and a touchdown. Man, Ayuk, what a fucking season that he had. And, you know, still has one more game, and obviously what he does into the playoffs. But like, I'm so happy for the guy. And, you know, there's this picture, I don't know if you guys have seen it, it's circulating on social media, and it was from this game, and it's Purdy standing there, and he has Debo like holding on to him on one side, and Ayuk's on to the other side. And like, it just like, so like, you can tell that Debo and Ayuk just love Purdy so much, you know, like we you know, talk about this all the time. Obviously, the deep ball me please from Ayuk, and you could tell that Ayuk was never a Jimmy guy, right? Like, Kittle would get up there and sing Jimmy all the praises, and Ayuk, you could tell, just wasn't freaking having it. And Debo, I mean, he had to work his ass off in order to, you know, carry Jimmy and the freaking offense, you know, and get beat up. So I'm sure he'd rather have it, you know, how he has it these days too. And you could just tell. And even in the video where they're announcing after the game, where Kyle's talking in the locker room, and they're announcing about Purdy passing the all-time leading the yards record
For the Niners,
and
yep.
yeah, and Debo's there like Purdy, like you can just
in the
tell
locker
like
room.
they just love the
Yeah.
guy, you know. And like, it's so awesome to see, and I'm just so happy that, you know, finally Ayuk's, you know, has a quarterback that's able to take advantage of his skills. And yeah, I mean, it was a good game. I saw, you know, obviously, if you look on social media while the game's going, like, you would think that the 49ers are just getting their ass kicked like the entire game. But it's like people expect us to go in there and the score to just automatically be 31-3 and, you know, the game be over. It's like, you know, like, they had to play a whole freaking game. Like, calm down. And I'm guilty some days like that. Like, I was sick last week, so I didn't get to talk to you guys about the loss. But man, like, I lost a lot of followers during that game because I was pissed. I was tweeting whatever the hell. Like, it depends. Like, I get emotional during games, so I'll just send out all kinds of freaking tweets, and people want to get mad about it, they get mad about it, whatever. But this game was a lot. It was a lot. I was more chill for this game, so I'm glad that the 49ers were able to go in there. Obviously, we know the Washington's not some great team, but it was a good get back game, and yeah, get him back on track. It was good for Purdy, obviously, to come back off of that interception game and to have a game where, you know, he played great, didn't turn the ball over. So yeah, good game overall.
Yes, indeed. Before we get to Ryan really quick, I just want to shout out some late comers really quick to chat. Aaron from 49ers First Take Podcast.
Hey,
I go live with him
Aaron.
every Saturday. How you feeling, Mariah? Hope you're feeling better. You need some love. Snapman.
Yes, I'm getting better. Thank you.
She's getting better. It's good to hear. Snapman's here, says, what to do, my people? He was actually at the game.
Scat man.
we were talking about that before the show started. So we got Randy Daytona.
Not Snapman, but
yeah,
Scat
we were talking
Man.
about the Scat Man
but it was
song.
so close that I had to do it.
Hey, Randy.
Randy's here. Says, welcome, Frank Gore. Where's Frank Gore at? I don't see him. We got Chrissy. Chrissy says, love the picture. I'm not sure if you're talking about the Bring the Heat picture, but thank you. That was, I kind of helped put that together.
I think she was talking about the picture that Mariah was talking about. Yes.
Debo and Ayuk.
Oh, the Debo picture. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Mm-hmm.
And the Frank Gore comment came out when you were talking about Elijah Mitchell. So
okay, that was good.
But
yeah, we got Avatar Singh here. Says, hello, guys. Congratulations, all fans. Yes, sir.
Hey, Avatar.
Raphael says, what's up, Bashar, Mariah, and everyone? Thank you, everybody in the chat. We'll try to shout out everybody as we go along.
What up?
But go ahead, Ryan, and tell us what you thought about the game, your early thoughts.
Oh, maybe he thought he was talking about Frank Gore and his office job now with the Niners. That happened months ago. But then yes. And that's why we were talking about drafting Frank Gore Jr. because I'm sorry. I'd love to see the video of Frank Gore drafting his son to the Niners. You know what I'm saying?
That'd
Like,
be
I
awesome.
think it's gonna happen.
I,
It's gonna happen.
let's
I would
just
love
do it.
that.
That's our guy.
But what about Brendan Rice though? Don't you think we got to bring Brendan
Take him
Rice to the
too.
Niners?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Look, if there's two Nepo drafts in then let's just do. Look, I'm
Yep.
okay with these two. Look, there are people.
As long as we don't reach. I mean, I like Brendan Rice. I think he's about a second or third rounder, perhaps.
There
That's how
are
I kinda see it.
family. You know what I mean? We got to make sure they're taken care of. We got to make sure they're put in the right place. They can blossom, all that good stuff. They're like our responsibilities. You're right. To me, that's how I feel.
That's how he feels.
Well,
But
their
yeah,
fathers did so much for this team that I think we can repay them by giving up a draft pick for their kid. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, from what I heard, we might be getting another compensatory pick. Not sure if it's for this year's draft or for the next year's draft, but because Charles Omenihu is on the Chiefs now,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
and I heard something about we might be able to get a compensatory pick from that. So that would be cool. Why not, man? Pile on more picks. And just a reminder, I have this like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the 49er Minded YouTube channel, you're watching from Instagram or from Twitter, please feel free to hop over to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe button. And not only just my channel, we do have the description box of the video, Mariah's channel, 49 Faith Elite Podcast, and Ryan's channel, No Border Sports. Hit those up too. I put them in the description box of the video. So do your due diligence. Thank you.
It now.
Yes, you must do it. Especially those on Instagram. Those are the newcomers that we are streaming to all different platforms now. So good to have that feature. And you mentioned Elijah Mitchell. It's a lot. I mean, it sucks that he's been hurt a lot. Let's just say so. But I just noticed like a lot of Niner fans. I feel like there's so much hate towards the guy. I'm not going to be one of those guys that hates Elijah Mitchell. I was really happy for him. Actually, I was like, cool. This is the Elijah Mitchell I remember from his rookie season.
Same.
Like, yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, 17 carries for 80 yards, 4.7 yards to carry, 1 TD. Good. I'm happy. I'm so happy for that. A lot of people want to see Jordan Mason get the ball a whole lot. He only got the ball 2 times. I believe he did run a kickoff at one point, though. 1 kickoff return for 28 yards, which was cool.
Yeah.
I don't think
go ahead.
I don't think it's hate. I think it's the fact that he hasn't been able to consistently be out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And so people kind of have written him off, at least because they want to see somebody else who they feel has a better chance of consistently being a good workhorse on the team, get those reps to kind of, get that knowledge, get that, get the things they need to be able to step up and become a bigger player in the game. Essentially, they want JP Mason to get more reps so he can take more balls to the house.
Take more balls to the chin.
I don't know why that sounds funny to me. What up, David McNider? He's here. This is what's good panel. Let's effing go Niners. Good to see you.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like this is a very running back friendly system. Way before we got Christian McCaffrey, we could just plug and play any running back and they'd have success. And there was a period of time where it didn't seem like we were having any success. Yeah, and then they get hurt. Jeff Wilson Jr. got hurt all the time. Mostert got hurt all the damn time, and I go on and on about her. And then even after the game, people were like, "Oh, well, Eli play good, but watch, he's gonna get hurt. They're gonna announce an injury tomorrow. They're gonna say that he's out for the season." It's like, dude, that's happened. We know it's happened, but don't say it like you want it to happen again. Like, and now, did you guys see that? Now that Dalvin Cook's available, that's a big buzz that happened a few hours ago. Now, what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, he has to clear waivers first, so we'll see if somebody might pick him up on waivers. So we'll see. But if not, then he'll become available.
Yeah, and as usual, a lot of Niner fans on social media jumping on. Niners should get him. Niners should get him. Niners should get him. I know.
Jesse, he wants to go to a competitive team. Obviously, somebody that's gonna, have a chance to go far in the playoffs. That's the whole point of the Jets releasing him right now. I mean, we don't need him, but I mean, if you're able to get him for $1 million, fucking something cheap, why not?
I'm on board.
What's gonna hurt?
How about you, Ryan?
Right. Well, yeah. If you're gonna come on for a cheap contract, I don't know how much we got left before we need to start rolling over to try and get other people's contracts done yet next year. But we can still restructure next year to get more. So I'm not saying we got to give up $10 million to go get this guy, but 1, 2, maybe 3 mil. Yeah, why not pull the trigger on and get more depth?
Just for the playoffs.
Why not have like
whatever?
a two-headed snake in the backfield? You know what I mean? Like you kidding me?
I'm all for whatever you can do to go all in right now.
Yeah, exactly. And throw all your chips in and why not?
Yeah.
I mean, we were rarely going to get one of these opportunities again with this many good players with this roster, with this good quarterback. That'd be nice. Avatar Singh says Dallas might pick him. Yeah, I mean,
I could see that.
I'll be surprised if we get him. I really, really would. Not that I don't want him. It's just
I can see the Ravens because they are out one of their quarterbacks. The Ravens, the Cowboys, and then there was one more. I was thinking, but I can't remember right now.
I can even see the Eagles. The Eagles are desperate right now, I think.
I feel like they are and try to get everybody.
Well, they do. They do. And I think they need defense right now, which is so glad that we picked up what's his name? Day.
Sebastian Joseph Day. Yeah. I have the hardest name to memorize in the NFL.
Yeah. I'm glad we picked him up. He looked all right for being out there, and like somebody was explaining that we ask defensive tackles to do something different than he normally does. So he's not like a guy like Chase Young that can come in and just have success on the line real quick and easy. It's more of he's going to have to learn. He was playing a 2-gap scheme. So now he's not playing the 2-gap scheme.
So it's a different scheme. He's playing a different for him to get accustomed to. I'll say this though, man.
He's got a.
Go ahead.
There's just different mechanics involved.
Yeah, and I am glad they picked him up because he is known to be a good run stopper. He was a team captain. He was one of Brandon Staley's favorites, so maybe that's why they let him go. I'm not sure exactly why, but good to have him around because, hey, this Armstead thing, we can rest Armstead as much as we possibly can. We don't have to rush Armstead, I don't think. And some people were saying that, like, oh, they didn't think Sebastian Day did good in this past game. Well, he was barely out there for one thing.
Yeah.
It was mostly Kinlaw and Givens and all those other guys. But I thought for the little I saw him out there,
there was 11 snaps.
Yeah, okay, there you go. For the little I saw him out there, he looked good. And we got some people in the chat. We got Red Jet Shell. Says, hey, chat. She's been on the show before. She was on Terradome show, I believe, yesterday.
She was on our show last week.
Yeah, she was. We had her on here on the Break It. Yeah, she was your substitute, Mariah. So I'm not sure if you watched it. Yeah, I know you weren't feeling good, so maybe you missed it, but it's all good. You said the trio's back. Yeah, we're back. And also, I saw shout out to Instagram people watching. Dion's over there watching on Instagram.
Hi, Instagram people.
Yeah, I was trying to get them to come over to YouTube and hit the like and the subscribe on YouTube. It's more important.
Hi, Igers.
I had them watching here, but good to see him there. This is a new feature that we have to go on Instagram at the same time. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about some Niners that put up some big time yards this year. I mean, we mentioned Brandon Ayuk. I mean, I don't know why, but I mean, I know like I think I mentioned the names. So I don't want to mention any drama, but certain content creators were kind of going back and forth on their disagreements with Brandon Ayuk, and he's not that good, and the 49ers shouldn't sign him, or no, he actually is pretty damn good.
I hope they choke on a chicken bone.
All this beef that they have. It's all that, think about this way. The WWF like rehearses.
Who
right,
was saying Brandon Ayuk?
I don't want to say who.
Brandon Ayuk shouldn't be.
I'll tell you in the chat.
Put it in the
somebody that's going to choke on a chicken bone later.
Okay, so there you go. I threw you a little bone. So it's almost like the WWF. Did these guys just sit behind the scenes like, okay, we'll go at each other with this angle and that angle, and this will get your channel more views. We'll get my channel more views. He has a good chance
of choking on a chicken bone.
or
Well, you probably shouldn't spend too much time trying to figure out how to stick a pickle up a pig's ass.
But my point is,
I heard he buys subscribers anyway.
I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. Well,
That would be a
I know
stupid thing in
that
this
feature
game.
does exist. I've seen how much it costs. I've never bought subscribers, but I know it exists. I've seen what the pricing is. That's for sure. Slows up Slavic Niner. That's Riddy over on my Instagram. He says, saw that 49ers signing Dalvin Cook clickbait post. I didn't see the post. No, I knew. We all know he's available. We were just talking about it, but yeah, I'm sure there's some D bag out there is going, oh, let me put this out that the 49ers got him to get everybody excited and get me more. Yeah. I know Jesse Naylor made a video, said the 49ers shouldn't or get him, or he's not a good fit. I don't know what his reasoning is because I literally clicked on the video and I didn't have time to pay attention because I had to get the show started. But back to Brandon Ayuk. I mean, when there was that whole conflict, I don't know why it was even a conversation. I always liked Brandon Ayuk. Last year, he put up 1,015 yards. Actually, I didn't know until the season ended. Well, until this game ended. Brandon Ayuk is the lead leaguer yards per reception, 18.3 per catch, which is very impressive. Sure, where there's some games where Purdy threw to him. What was that? For who did we play that one game? Was it the Seahawks? Purdy threw to him on the right sideline, and then might have been the Seahawks game. Correct me if I'm wrong. And
find me a number one receiver and look up his stats. They all drop passes. They all, everything that everybody wants to hate on BA for. Every single fucking wide receiver has those same issues. That day, the year Debo had his freaking great year, he led the league in freaking drops. But yeah, everybody wants to kill Brandon Ayuk for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there was that game where Purdy threw a dime to Ayuk, and Ayuk had the ball, was running with it, and then somebody went behind him and punched the ball out. He punched the ball out of Ayuk's hand. Had Ayuk held on to it, he could have had a touchdown. There were a few games where there's some mess ups, and I defended the guy. And I was like, damn, if he would have messed up here, would have messed up in this game, that game, his stat line would be amazing. But nobody's perfect in the NFL. But either way, his body of work this season, 1,317 yards, is amazing. It's really good.
That fumble was a little like I didn't fault him too much for that.
No.
Now, granted, he should have the ball close to his body, but if you look at what happened, he thought that player went down, and I would have probably thought that player went down also, and was not able to make any sort of a play on me at all from that angle at that point in time. So I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying this and that. What I'm saying is I totally understand where that's coming from. And when there's situations like that, I can't hate on them too much because I know in that situation, I probably would have been put in the same situation. You know what I mean? It was truthful. It was being honest.
Yeah, every now and then he had a questionable mistake here and there. But overall, I mean, I'm looking at his catch percentages for the season. 71.3 catch percentage. That's a career high for him. I mean, last year he had 68.4 and his rookie year had 62.5. So he caught most of what was thrown to him.
I think why the people get so mad is because they expect him to be perfect because they kind of see that from every other aspect of his game, from the route running to, like knowing what his route is. Like he's very professional and very like consistent about things. And like he's tearing up training camp the last 2 years. And we hear about him tearing up training camp, can't miss this and that. And then when it comes to the game, he drops a couple and this and that. And we're like, it's like our expectations are too high. And we just kind of just got to let him be Brandon Ayuk. And I think you notice like when he drops these, he's pissed at himself. He's really down on himself about these. So that's another reason why I can't get down on players. If you're already down on yourself about something, I can't pile on you enough because you're the tougher critic. And if there's enough me out there, I don't want you to actually believe you or me because it's not in any of our best interests. So certain things like that, there's some people I want them to believe. Jimmy,
some players they'll get over there and they don't give a shit, like they could care less if they're dropping
Jimmy
passes. They
hear
could
a long time ago.
Crumble.
Yeah,
I think people just look too far ahead with it. Like, well, he's gonna be a free agent next year. He's gonna demand all this money. we shouldn't pay him all this money because we got to pay this guy, pay that guy. So they'll see one little mistake he has. No, we shouldn't resign him. We shouldn't resign him. Just relax. Let the team figure that out. Let us see what we can do as a team with all the players that we have right now and go as far as we possibly can go. And if changes need to be made, changes will be made. And it's not your money. It's the team's money. They'll figure it out. I'm way past the years of stressing over, oh, we don't have salary cap money. We don't have this. We can't pay this player and that player. It always ends up working itself out. Usually it does. We're lucky because we got Prague and, we have players that are willing to restructure and it just ends up working out. That's all I gotta say. Now, once we have to pay Purdy, it's going to be a little different. And I do want the guy to get paid too. So yeah, it's all good.
Also,
I love Ayuk. I'm glad he's having the season he's having.
I don't think Debo would be as effective in the passing game without someone as talented as Brandon Ayuk that had to take, priority over Debo.
Mm-hmm.
Like Debo had Emmanuel Sanders his first year. If it was just all on Debo, I don't know if Debo would have been a Debo.
Right.
Debo came out in the cracks because everybody was having to deal with everybody else. And once Debo started getting the ball, he showed the potential he has. Then Kyle started making plays for him. You know what I mean? Like Debo packages and whatnot. So I don't know. I think Brandon Ayuk is just as important as Debo is. Even essentially more so. Because why pay one who can't be as effective without the other?
And it's the yin and the yang. Speaking of which, we got David Yang here. BA is set through next year anyways. Exactly. There you go. At the minimum, we'll have Ayuk one more. But people talk about it like he's a free agent this upcoming. It's kind of funny. John
also,
B.
Beto's up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out a whole bunch of people.
What's up,
John B. for the
B?
Locker Room Rant. Check out his YouTube channel. Says hi, friends. We got Beto from Niner Sickness Podcast.
Hey, Beto.
What's up, everyone? Just checking to slap that.
What up, Beto?
For you guys. Good buddy of mine, Danny Golden TV says, "What's up, Bastion Company?" I met him. He lives over in Arizona.
Danny.
I met him over at the New York Giants game back when Nick Mullins was playing in relief of Jimmy G. Yeah, cool guy. Nathan Banks is here. What's up, Nathan Banks?
Hey, Nathan.
And I was just shouting people out on the Instagram, just letting know in the chat there. Watch on the IG. Just make sure to hop and hit the like and subscribe over here. And John, I was trying to get John on, but he's
Happy
a little
New
busy
Year,
with
John.
family. I was trying to do a post-game show the day of the show, but it's so much busy holiday stuff going on. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy we got Brandon Ayuk and Debo. They're two completely they have similarities, but they're also very different in many regards, and they both complement each other well. I'm glad we're gonna have Juwan Jennings coming back eventually when we need him, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah,
hey, Sin.
Sin's here. What's up, Sin? There she is. Miss Sin, David Yang says this offense isn't the same without Debo. Kyle's offense needs a guy like Debo. What happened those 3 weeks when Debo wasn't playing? No screens, no end arounds, no reverse. I thought he missed 2 games. Was it 3 games? I know. Well, he played the Browns game, but he left early, right? That's what it was. Yeah. You know what? With Debo, it's just like
I think Trent.
Go ahead.
I think Trent's more of the issue. Debo, you can think about it. You can use CMC in screens and all this other type of stuff. There's people who has vision like that on the field. Well, CMC's got vision like Debo on the field. I don't know who's faster, but I think you can kind of use them in the same place because they can both line up like a wide receiver and they both can run the ball out of the backfield like a running back. So I think you can kind of switch those two. But obviously, the more weapons you've got out and around the field, the worse it is for any opposing defense. So it could just be that they had a game plan that was great for dealing with only 4 weapons. And maybe if we had a 5th one out there, people really can't do much whatsoever. They have to play everybody's head up one-on-one. And that's not good when you've got athletes out there and playmakers, because you can't be 100% of the time.
Yeah, the thing about Ayuk, he's kind of more of a traditional receiver in comparison to Debo. Where Debo every now and then will have that game,
Right.
like case in point, the Philadelphia game, where you throw a little short pass to him and he turns into the Tasmanian devil. He does it to the Rams. He's done it to the Cowboys. And I love it when he has games like that because it makes his job easier. And a lot of people act like the receivers have been playing like that for Purdy all season. Purdy hasn't done any work himself. Like, no, Purdy's thrown the ball down the field the majority of the season. What games have you been watching? But it's good to have a game like that where Purdy can kind of relax and chill and not have to work so hard either. So I'm looking forward to seeing those two receivers blow up in the playoffs. We got E. Kim in the house. Says, hey, Bashar and crew. Good to see you, bro.
Hey,
and David Yang
What
says,
up, E. Kim?
What up, E. Kim? Debo is the only home run hitter on this team. CMC is great, but he doesn't go for yard. I mean, CMC is more of a home run hitter, more so in the running game. I haven't seen him take a long pass like in the passing game as of late. I mean, but I love it when they're both in the backfield and they do little trickery, and I think it confuses the shit out of linebackers. And E. Kim says the next two game weeks are stress free. I do agree. Maybe we'll probably play Brock Purdy a series or so. We can't rest everybody. We're gonna have to play a few people. Yep. What do you think about that? I mean, this upcoming game, we clinched the number 1 seed, right? Kyler Murray and company with the Arizona Cardinals. They put the beat down on the Eagles. That was fun. Good to see. Cut the little end of the game, and you can see Mike Silver with the players holding his little cell phone. Hey guys, look. The Cardinals are about to score a touchdown right now on the Eagles.
I think it was cooler them in the locker room watching the little TV, and you heard Purdy and the guys talk about it, how that was always a moment. Purdy talked about that was always a moment that he watched, other teams do on TV growing up, and for them to be able to be all crammed into a little corner of the locker room watching a little TV that game end, and how like they were so excited and just how special that was to them. Like they all, even Juice talked about, like that's a moment that he'll never forget in his entire life. Like, so to hear that coming from a football player, all the moments that they experienced, touchdowns, all that shit. And that is a moment, watching the end of the Cardinals game, watching them beat the Eagles and sealing the number 1 seed for the 49ers. Like that's a moment that they talked about that they'll never forget. So, like it just shows that those moments aren't only special to us as fans, but those moments are special to the players as well. And I think that makes it even more special for us as fans.
Yeah, it's kind of funny seeing Debo, and he's just like, "Come on, Kyler, come on!" He's like a little kid in the candy store. The way he gets all excited, and it was funny because like the first view was Mike Silver holding his cell phone, showing them the Cardinals score a touchdown. But later in the game, the Eagles did have the ball. They had a chance to go down the field, and so that's when you saw everybody crowding around the TV, and like, okay, now we know for sure that we got the number 1 seed. So that was really cool. I just love the camaraderie in that regard. And it was nice. And, a lot of people think we would never get the number 1 seed at all this year because the Eagles never lose. They never make mistakes. They never lose. Oh, just hold up. There's a whole lot of season. There's a lot of football to be played. We'll see how it plays out.
I got to go find the guy on Twitter who was talking about their record and the first seed and all this and that. I should go back there and ask him if he hasn't jumped off of some building yet.
Was he an Eagles fan or something?
Oh yeah, he was an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I want to find that guy. I wish we could find that guy who said like the 49ers are crybabies and they drink their wine with their pinkies up, and he's saying you guys suck and all.
Oh yeah,
I just shared that video recently.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that guy? Is he still alive? Like, she's
probably not.
I don't know.
Funny looking. Just typical Philadelphia.
Check on him.
Yeah, typical Eagles.
Dude,
fan.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like run-of-the-mill Philadelphia person right here. This is what Philadelphia is right here.
Oh man, he's the embodiment of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
There was a video I wanted to play for you guys. Actually, I wanted to play that video of the reaction. I just thought it was so cool. I was looking for it on Instagram somewhere. Oh, here's I found it. Okay. I have to play this because it's so funny. I think it's hilarious. Just a second, I will share this video. Just prepping it up for you guys. Okay, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Here we go. Just a moment. Okay, there you go. Okay. Here goes Debo acting a fool.
Come on, Kyler. Let me see. Get in that number one speed. Let's go! He got in! Let's go!
Yeah. I love Debo's reaction. He's literally a kid in a candy store. He's got this high pitched. He looks like a cartoon character, and it sounds like one. He's just a total character. I think he's one of the funnest characters
Did you
I've ever
see?
seen.
I'm sure you saw his vest. I'm sure
Oh,
you saw
yeah,
his
yeah, he had
vest,
that
his
Purdy vest.
MVP
Yeah,
vest.
yeah, I love that.
Shout
I'll show
out
you
to
guys.
him.
Juice's wife, I think, made it.
Yeah, I didn't even know she made it until like yesterday.
Juice's wife made that?
Yep. Yeah, she makes
Yeah.
all kinds of, design 49ers clothes and stuff. Yeah.
There it is right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was like, that looks really good.
Yep. She made it.
Captain Debo. Yeah, that's so cool. I hate to bring this up again. I really, really do. I'll only bring it up because it exists. It's out there. And I sound like a broken record bringing it up sometimes. I shouldn't bring it up, but there's still 49er fans, quote unquote 49er fans, who Brock Purdy isn't a franchise quarterback. Oh, he's barely better than Jimmy G, and he's gonna mess it up in the playoffs, and he sucks. And they're just bitter that their guy wasn't picked to be the starting quarterback, and they still won't get over it, and they still cry. And it's like, dude, we're in the midst of a possible playoff / hopefully championship run. And just shut the fuck up and let us enjoy this damn thing. If you want your fucking quarterback to be our quarterback, well, guess what? He's not going to be our fucking quarterback. He's fucking gone. He's out of here. He's out of town. Go support that fucking team, because you're killing it for us real Niner fans out here who don't want. We appreciate a guy who's breaking records. That's all he's done is fucking break records and win games this season. No, he lost to the Ravens. Okay, guess what? You're not going to win every fucking game. Well, guess what? Every other team in the league would probably want him as their quarterback. So. That's that.
Yeah, I don't have any time or energy to waste on those people. I just mute them. I block them. I could give a fuck less what they have to say.
Yeah, and what I do is literally on my social media that it prompts me as much as possible to display any highlight, any stat line, any record he's broken. Guess what? You're gonna hear it like tenfold from me, because I want to make sure that at least people realize who we have as our quarterback. Speaking of which, I'm going to play a little highlight of him right now, because I think he deserves it. He deserves all the praise he gets. Just a second.
He's got Ayuk for the touchdown. The four-man rush, Purdy. Nothing downfield. Smith-Williams was chasing. Purdy gets out of there. Looking deep, back in the end zone. He's got Ayuk for the touchdown.
I'm just saying, Ayuk, like you mentioned earlier, Ayuk, Debo, these guys are playing. At times we play backyard football on a damn professional football field, and these guys are having fun. They're winning games. They're breaking records, and I love it. I love the season. I love our quarterback. I love our playmakers. I just think it's a lot of fun. So, what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, ditto.
He says, ditto.
Mean, from the run game to the pass game, it's just I think it was Don Dodson. I like to stream the Thursday and Monday night games and all this, and talk about them. And Don was saying, like, I think we're spoiled.
Shut out, Don.
I think it was Don. She's like, I think we're spoiled because I watch these other games and it's kind of like, meh. And you watch our games and it's like, it's good football going on. Like, it seems to me that there's a lot of mediocre football going on this year.
Mm-hmm.
And even when we lose, it's a crazy game. Like, there's stuff going on. So it's not like we just get shut out. So our team is probably the funnest to watch in the league consistently. Not to say that, like Miami and Bills can look real fun, and Mahomes there in Kansas City. Ravens, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, but consistently we are more entertaining, I feel.
Yeah, early in the season, I'd say Miami Dolphins were doing some things that like, oh wow, look at this offense, it's so fun. Mike McDaniel's this, Mike McDaniel's that, but then all of a sudden, like Brock just took over at one point in the season, and like, okay, now we're that team. Now we're that team that everybody's talking about on the highlight reels. So it's a lot of fun, man. I haven't seen these type of highlights. I mean, even 2019 when we went to the Super Bowl, I don't remember seeing this many fun, explosive plays, and I don't know, not just like this shit, man. I mean, Garcia was cool. Kaepernick had a few highlights here and there. We all know, Steve Young did, but it's been a while since we've seen this stuff, man. It really has. Here's another angle of that not the touchdown, but this is of the dot. I'm not used to saying dot. That's like a new thing. The dart or whatever that Purdy threw that. You can see another angle of it for those who want to see it. All 22 angles.
Just think of thought, but dot.
It's so funny because some of the guys I know who complain about Purdy, I'm gonna let this shit replay over and over again. Some of the guys I know who complain about him and say he's assistant quarterback and he's overrated. They say he never throws into tight windows. So what's this? He says like
that was like dropped right in the basket.
How else could you thread that needle right there? And the dude's left arm was up. For those who don't know about DB play, the left arm is the closer arm to the football. So yeah, that's very impressive. I don't get how you don't watch these games.
Separation. Yeah, he put the ball where it needed to be for Ayuk to be able to make a play on it, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think he doesn't get enough credit for that crossing route that he throws.
I love that play.
So it's easier to slow up and speed up and catch the ball on the run when you're going vertically. Right? The receiver can, once he catches and tracks the ball, he can figure out whether he needs to slow up or speed up. He can box out with the cornerback with his body by slowing down and being able to stay in the spot, right? When you're going horizontally across the field, the timing window is even tighter. And Brock Purdy is so good at placing the ball where they're going to be in stride. And MVP, this or that, whatever. Let's not even get. I just think that talent he's got on that specific throw, it's almost like it's second nature at this point to him. That is just so what do you call it?
Conventional?
Unappreciated.
Unappreciated. There you go.
I used to pray for times like this.
No. Remember, Ryan, like you said a few weeks ago, you said like you used to sit and it reminded, like when you said this, I was thinking, Mariah, it's so weird because I thought the same thing too. Like where we'd sit back and watch quarterbacks and I'd think about these things like years ago, like, wow, that quarterback is so good. Why can't we have a guy like that in our team? I watched Drew Brees tear shit up and like, fuck, I'm like, why is this short fucker throwing bombs all over the field and our tall quarterbacks can't throw shit? What's going on here? Like we'd be jealous of these other teams and they're great players, great quarterbacks, and we finally have one. It's like, appreciate this shit because it doesn't happen all the time.
Like when you're talking about the football's exciting now to watch, like that's such a big part of it because like 2019, like I felt something different with that team. Like I really thought that they were going to be able to win it all that year. And just like the closeness in the locker room and just that year was special, and it was fun to watch the team, but it wasn't like our team was consistently putting up 30, 40 friggin' points a game. Like our offense struggled to put up points, and our defense, we had to rely on our defense and hope and pray by the glory of every football god there is that they would be able to get turnovers and put up points because our offense continuously struggled. Like we'd constantly get to the red zone and have to end up kicking a field goal, or Jimmy would turn the ball over, kick a field goal, turn the ball over. And so it's like we're struggling to be able to put up points as an offense. Like this season with Purdy now and even the end of last season, it's just so fun to watch because like I think our offense can go out duel anybody. Like, like I was worried and scared to death to have to play Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl any season before we had Purdy, because I was scared to have to go toe to toe with him. Like, like we didn't have an offense that's able to put up 40 points, a quarterback that's able to lead this, team down the field. And freaking what we saw games between the Chiefs and the Bills where like it's coming down to the last 30 seconds of the game. Their quarterback has to lead their team down and score a last minute touchdown or a field goal to win the game. Like I didn't have confidence in our team to be able to do that. Like now I do. Like I have confidence that any amount of time that you leave on that clock, if Purdy has to take this team on his back and lead us down the field to put up points, he's going to be able to do it. And, most of the time we're not even going to get to that because our offenses continuously put up points throughout the whole fucking game. And it's so fun. It's so exciting to watch that. And that's why I was so emotional and so pissed off during that loss to the Ravens, because I expect more from this team. Like, yes, I expect them to go out and kick every team's fucking ass because I know they can. I know we have the guys to get it done. So when they don't, yeah, I'm going to be freaking pissed off. So,
yeah,
but at the same time, when they do, I'm going to give them all the praise and everything that they deserve because they're making this season so much fun to be a fan.
We were crazy sloppy in that freaking Ravens game. And, you can't get that many penalties, commit that many turnovers and expect to win. And we should have lost by much worse. Obviously, we should have. But, it is what it is. And there goes really quick Purdy's passing record of 4,280 yards. Jeff Garcia had 4,278 yards in the year 2000. That was a 16-game season. Purdy did it in 16 games. Not only did he surpass Jeff Garcia and Steve Young in 16 games, but he surpassed Jeff Garcia with over, I forgot the exact number, but was over 120 less attempts. Wow. Like Jeff Garcia had like 560 pass attempts, and Purdy's was only 440. So that, wow. And he had less passing attempts than Montana and Steve Young as well in their top passing seasons as well. So that's pretty remarkable. Nice. Yeah, he's just so efficient. I mean,
in his first full season as a starter.
Yep, exactly.
Like that's amazing.
That's crazy.
Speaking of crazy, we got Dion from Niner Gang Podcast. Dion? He says, "Talk that talk, Mariah." Hey, Dion, I gotta say, hey, if you know what I was watching last night? I was bored and I was like, what podcast have I not watched? And honestly, there's the big names out there who I do watch from time to time, but guys like us who are not necessarily the bigger names, I support our fellow 49er content creators out there. And I was watching was on Niner Sickness podcast where they had Dion on there, they had Christian and Brandon, and it was the show after the Ravens loss. It was like World War III on there between Dion and Christian and Beto. That's all I gotta say. I was watching it last night, and I like, dude, this is one of the best things I've watched in God knows how long. It was better than watching the actual game against the Ravens. Let's just say that it was really good. Yeah, so shout out to them. Fired Up 49ers. Kenny says we got the number 1 seed and we balling. That is true. That's a Travis King line. Got the number 1 seed because we balling. We get up early in the morning. All right. Richard Shell says my thing is why this is why the past. I don't know what she means by that, but how can we move forward when we're still talking about players we want to gone? This is why those fans shit talk mean nothing. You talk about. I know where you go with that. Yeah. We got 49er throwback here. What's up, bro? Good to see you there. Who else is up in here? Chris Osorno. What's up, Chris? He says the consistent advanced throw precision is something I've yearned for in years. No longer do I have to every team that sling it all day because we have one of the best now. And it's funny because we barely throw the ball compared to other teams, but what we do, it like Ryan said, it's in stride, the accuracy. And that's what they said. Oh, well, some of those receivers, they get yak yards and it helps them out. They get the yak yards because he's fucking throwing it on time with proper accuracy and with proper ball placement. That is why. It's not like, oh, anybody could make that throw. No, not anybody can make that throw. We sat here for years and years and years and years knowing that not everybody can make that fucking throw. I don't know what else to do. I need to get a hammer, really hit people on the heads and let them know that this isn't some normal everyday shit that we're witnessing. I don't know, man. It's just lame.
I don't know what Jimmy's problem was.
Yeah,
now that I look
either.
back at it, I don't like. Did you not know what the scheme was on each play? Because Kyle likes to on certain plays, like he likes to have the reads in a triangle formation, essentially. So where every receiver is going to come out at the end of the route where they should be getting the ball delivered to them. It's all within a triangle. So you can look here and look here and look there. You know what I mean? Is some sort of variation of that, or maybe it's all around here, but it's a triangle like that. And just as long as you know which one you hit first and where the progression is, things should be easy. And Jimmy was always late to everything, staring down the first read, even if it might not have been the first read. It just could have been what he decided was where he was going from the start, depending on the matchup, which is not how you necessarily work the system. Like sometimes, like if you got a blitz or something, yeah, you're looking at what your hot route is. You're calling your hot route out, and that's where you're going. It doesn't matter what the scheme says or this or that. You're under pressure. You need to get it out to the hot route, because that's just football, right? So I just don't know if he had that capability. I don't know. What is it? What was it with him? Because now that I know more about this offense and how it operates, Jimmy should have been great in it. He had his
not everybody's
release,
great
right?
though.
He should have been freaking amazing in this system, and he just wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. He did have a pretty quick release in the middle of the field. He made some pretty good throws. We get that, but it just people get rattled, people get nervous. There's a whole bunch of other factors involved. Actually, I found what I was looking for. I'm going to keep replaying again for those people who hate Brock Purdy. I'm going to keep playing highlights and showing up stat lines or whatever. I think this is a really fun season to celebrate so far. There's plenty of more football to be played. I get it. But let Niner Gang podcast, Dion did have a good comment that I want to read. And here we go. Before we show the screenshots and whatever else. My only knock on Purdy is he hasn't come from behind to lead us to a win. Not that I want him to, but come from behind. But a come from behind win will be nice. I get that. As Niner fans, we've seen that with Montana. Seen Young do it a little bit. Garcia did it in that playoff game. Jimmy did it a few times too, right? So hey, I think eventually his day will come. Hopefully, we do see it happen. I'm not sure if it's going to happen anytime soon, but all good quarterbacks do eventually figure that part out. And that's
Jimmy
kind of
did it a few times, but he's the one who put himself in the situation to have to do it.
True. Yeah. The funny thing is, like, I hear like, oh, well, Purdy only does good when the team is ahead. He only does good when the team is ahead. Well, so you're telling me that before the kickoff,
to be ahead, so
before the kickoff started to open the game,
good
the
quarterbacks keep their teams ahead.
Exactly.
Like
the
referee
game.
just sat there, spot the 49ers 17 points before the opening kickoff. Like, no, he's the reason why they were ahead. I don't know. You can't win with these people sometimes. But yeah, I'm sure a comeback win would be nice. I get that. A comeback, Kyle's been criticized for not coming back or being down, and eventually we had to do that. So let me just put some pictures up and some videos, and I think this is the picture you were talking about, Mariah, earlier. Was this the one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. That's the first time I've actually seen it. So cool picture right there with Purdy, Debo, and Ayuk, and maybe Ayuk looks kind of complacent though. He's putting his hands behind his back. Just kidding. But yeah, that's a cool picture though. It's always good to see the camaraderie. See how happy these guys are. We saw it another time. Actually, there's a picture that explains. I believe it's not since the 2004 Colts. I believe, if somebody can correct me on the stat, history made the 4th team in NFL history with a 4,000-yard passer and 4 players with 1,000 yards from scrimmage. So CMC has 1,000 yards combined from scrimmage, rushing and receiving. He's got tons of them. He's got tons of them. Actually, he has almost has about 2,000 yards combined.
He has over 2,000.
Yeah, he's crazy with what he's now. Debo's definitely got 1,000 combined, mostly for the receiving end, but he's got a lot of rushing and receiving touchdowns and also rushing yards. Debo obviously got plenty of yards. He's got 1,000 yards receiving over, and same with Kittle. That's cool. I believe it's since the 2004 Colts that they did that. That's pretty cool for the Niners. And there's one video I want to play from a different angle, the touchdown. It was actually with some of you love Greg Papa, some of you don't. I get it, but this is with the 49ers announcing radio team, and it's a different angle from NFL film. So here we go.
Here's down the pocket, now going back the other way, a 360 spin, trying to send, throws for the end zone. Ayuk is open. San Francisco.
Wow, Brock Purdy spinning out. There was nowhere to go with the ball. He looks right. He looks left, puts his foot in the ground, and finds Ayuk going against the grain in the back of the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown.
What I like about Purdy at the beginning, he's celebrating. He's all pumped up. He's all hyped up. He's all crazy. And then at the end, he's like, I've been here before. This is nothing. For the most part, he's pretty humble. But every now and then, it's cool to show that dog in you. Cool to show that, you're excited and you're pumped up. Why not?
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. Chris Osono says, Brock Purdy is not my concern. DMC's health and durability is on my mind. He has slowed a bit the past couple of weeks. That said, 2 weeks of rest will be huge. There hasn't been a team. I don't know. There hasn't been a team capacity to stop him. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. It's good that we're sitting him down this upcoming week. 49ers Throwback has some Niners stat lines right there for you guys in the chat. That's cool. Yeah. Like I mentioned, it was 444 passing attempts for Purdy to hit that yardage mark, and it was Garcia had 561 passing attempts. Steve Young had 517. There you go. Yeah, just he's been so efficient, man. Just throwing a lot of passes downfield, and they said he can't throw deep, and he's shown that he can throw deep. Yes, sir. What's up?
Do you love it when they call it Greg Papa?
You hate Greg Papa, man. I don't know why. He's our radio announcer, man.
I was asking you if you.
Yeah, why not? I'll call me Greg Papa all day. And Randy Daytona says solid as Barack. Anything that you know what I noticed about this past game? We talked about the offense the whole time. Anything about the defense that you guys want to bring up or talk about?
Stand an arrow straight like a Brock.
I thought you were saying solid like a Brock.
Obviously, there was a couple explosive plays that we would love for our defense not to give up. But I mean, to come out of game and you only give up 10 points, regardless of who the competition is on the other side, I'm not going to bitch too much about that. I hope that, their best games are still in front of us. And that being said, I mean, they're doing enough to be getting us wins. They got a couple turnovers this game. Tarvarius Ward's playing great. It is a little concerning, obviously, that Ambry Thomas broke his hand and had to have surgery on his hand. So I don't know if he's going to be able to come back with a club on his hand or how that's going to work. But I mean, we're really thin at the corner and safety position right now. So that is my concern going into the playoffs.
We still have Womack. We still have another one of those young guys with names escapes my mind. Why am I forgetting?
We got Verrett.
Verrett, there you go, Verrett. Yeah, we brought in that one safety. Well, he used to be a cornerback. Again, number 33.
Still not confident in any of those things you guys just mentioned.
Yeah, I know.
They're taking the place of our starting outside corner. Like
you watch the game and then you're like, "Cool, nobody got hurt," and then the next day, so and so is gonna have hand surgery. And like, what?
Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, he was playing with a cast on that game. And they knew beforehand he was going to have surgery on that hand.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
They just couldn't. They couldn't get the surgery done. He would have been out that game if they could have got the surgery done at that point. And he would already have the surgery done by now. As far as I was, what I heard.
I don't want to see Isaiah Oliver on the field a whole bunch. That might be the case.
Supposedly, he'll only be out one game.
That's what I'm hearing. It's only going to be one game. I didn't see him play. Maybe he got a special team tackle. Robert Beal Jr. did get on the field. He's number 51. I didn't notice him. I'm just looking at the stat line. I want to see a bit more for the pass rush. I don't want to sound like a complainer. I know we won the game. The game didn't really mean all that much. Sure, it helped us. It did mean something because it helped us clinch number 1 seed. So I get that part. But it's like we got Bosa, we got Javon Hargrave, we got Chase Young, Randy Gregory. Let's get to the quarterback a lot more, please. I mean, if you're saving it or whatever, you're half-assing it, you're dogging it. I don't know what the coaching staff told you to do, but I'm sorry. When it comes to playoff time, I want to see these big name guys get after quarterback. We need to see it. I mean, if we want to expect to win games. And who had a sack in this past game? Clelin Ferrell. That's interesting. Okay, Bosa didn't have. I thought Bosa had a sack. I thought he had a half sack, but he didn't. Maybe Chase Young. Didn't register Chase Young on the stat sheet either. They only gave the one sack to
Yeah, I
Clelin
think we
Ferrell.
only had one sack this game.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, I don't know why I thought I saw more. That's even worse. That's even more alarming. Kinlaw didn't impress me this game at all. He rarely ever does, to be honest with you. He did get a few sacks here and there in the past few games. I get that part. We saw Sebastian Joseph Day play a little bit of the snaps. He had one play where I thought he looked pretty good. It'll be interesting to see if he ever gets more playing time, since we don't know if Armstead's going to be coming back anytime soon. Maybe they're saving him for the playoffs. Lenore had it. Go ahead.
It sounded like they're saving him for the playoffs.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it. They're being cautious.
Kyle made me sound like he feels like made me feel like he could come back this game, but they're just kind of resting him along with everybody else.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes we do that where we put guys on the shelf, and it's like, okay, we know you got an injury, and if it's a super, super important game, we can play you. But then, we have the ability to rest you because we know we may possibly win this next game, and we have backups that could possibly, do the job. But so it is what it is. They did bring in Sebastian Joseph Day. We get that part. Really, really quick. Charvarius Ward had a pick, and he tried to act like he could run into the house, but his knee was down. And Diamador Lenore did the same thing. I actually predicted. Well, I tried to predict that Diamador Lenore was going to get a pick six this game, and when I was like, "Oh, cool, he looks like he's running." Then I was like, "Oh yeah, he's down. He was down by contact as well." So, but hey, I love it when Diamador Lenore and Charvarius Ward are out there, just being ball hawks that they are. And hopefully Ambry Thomas does get healthy. I'm really happy for Diamador Lenore, though, as well as I am for Ambry Thomas. I mean, those are two guys that I had picked heavily on my mock drafts that year when they were coming out. I had about 4 or 5 mock drafts that I did pick them both in the same draft. So they were guys who I had a lot of interest in, and they're doing a good job. Let's see what the comments are saying. Randy Daytona is always speaking about Isaiah Oliver. He doesn't like it when people criticize him. So let's see what he says.
Yeah.
Oliver also forced that fumble before the half in Cleveland game. That would have been the game for us, but the refs were dick. Was that the big game? I remember in that Cleveland game, I forgot how it looked. That could have been the play you're talking about. I remember in the Cleveland game, there was some big play that was some like game-changing type play. I think it was a play where Diamador Lenore picked up the fumble and possibly ran it close to getting a touchdown or something like that. I forgot. I mean, I haven't watched the highlights of that game, God knows how long, but that might be the play. I remember there was one like big time game changing play our defense did, and then the referees were like, no. I think it was because they said the guy didn't complete a catch, or they said it looked like the guy caught it and he had his feet down, but they said he didn't do a football move, and it totally looked like the guy fumbled, but they said he didn't spin around and do a football move. So it is what it is. The referees did what they had to do on that play. What else is up in here? We got Chris Osorno says, speaking about Charvarius Ward, Matt, I've been impressed with his consistent level of play. So excited when our secondary is healthy. I think Mooney Ward's looked a lot better in the second half of the season than he has in the first half. What do you think?
I agree. He's been having a hell of a last few games.
Yeah,
making plays, getting turnovers.
In the first half of the season, I didn't know if he was a good decision to pick up.
Yeah, he was getting beat. He was getting beat in the beginning.
Yeah. And man, how he decided, not only do I want to get an interception, but I want to get me a pick six. And then Kyle's like, well, you need to hit that ball running. That's how you do it, is you hit the ball running and no one can make up or catch up to your speed, because everybody's going in the opposite direction, their fastest speed. And if you're hit the ball running at your fastest speed, it's really hard for them to turn around and get you, no matter what part of the field they're at. You know what I mean? And he just decided to go with it. He's taking catches from Sam Darnold, taking passes from Sam Darnold to try and become better at it. Like that's what true champions do.
Yep.
And I was really impressed with that.
There you go.
Love to see it.
There you go. Anything that I missed for this past game that happened, or Jake Moody was 2 for 2 on field goals. There you go. Longest was 38.
Yeah, Moody
Yeah.
been solid since we came out of the bye.
True. Ronnie Bell had two. A lot of people don't like Ronnie Bell. I noticed. Ronnie Bell's catching a lot of flack. A lot of
I
people
like
saying-
him. I just don't want him returning. And thankfully, they opened the window for Ray to come back. So
yeah,
I like Ronnie Bell as a wide receiver. Like I wish he'd get
Yep.
more burn as a regular wide receiver, but no, I don't want him returning.
Raphael says Brock the Bells. Isn't that a LL Cool J reference? I was watching the New Year's Eve celebration on ABC, and they had LL Cool J there. He actually performed that song. So there you go. I just stayed at home for New Year's and watched all the New Year's celebrations in Times Square. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we covered everything of this past game. I mean, there was probably a few things that I know Logan Ryan was playing in relief of that one guy. What's his name? Why am I blanking on? I'm so bad on names. Jair Brown. I'm so bad on names today. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I mean, you know what I was thinking of? When we had Talanoa Hufanga, and I haven't seen this since we've had Talanoa Hufanga play as a 49er. I didn't see it as much this year. I saw it a lot more last year, though, when Hufanga got voted as an All-Pro. Remember, he'd have those Troy Polamalu type plays where he'd lean up against the line of scrimmage and time the snap count and then rush right in and boom, hit the running back or get the tackle. Like we don't have that in our defense anymore. Even when Jair Brown was playing, he was doing well from time to time, but we don't have that element of our defense anymore. Sucks that Hufanga got hurt, but hopefully Jair Brown does come back, and I think he's a bit better in our system. I know Logan Ryan was a pretty good cover corner at one point, a good zone corner, that is, playing in the zone systems. He's a Super Bowl champion, but I don't necessarily want him starting our games all throughout the playoff runs either. It would be cool to have him in, mix him in every now and then. Sure, why not? But yeah, hopefully Jair Brown does come back and he's healthy.
Agree.
There you go. Ryan's Ryan, is that a celebratory one right there that you got?
Ryan's rolling up already.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was kind of premature, but
Randy said his first CD was the motherfucking Chronic.
Oh, was it? Like, I thought you were older than me, Randy. That was your first CD? Okay. Maybe that's when you first got a CD player.
Maybe his mom didn't let him.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's right. I talked to some kids and they're like, oh, well, my mom and dad didn't let me listen to NWA and Eazy. I was like, damn, you're making me feel like I was like some dirty little kid or something in junior high, listening to NWA and Eazy and Ice Cube and all that.
Dude,
your parents would have really hated me. Shit.
The kids that had the 2 Live Crew cassette tapes, those were the kids I envied because those were the illegal tapes. You couldn't have those. Shout out to Uncle Luke. Shout out to you, entrepreneurial motherfucker. I mean, I appreciate you, Uncle Luke. I wish the best on you forever. I really appreciate that, man.
Hey, cassettes were fun. I miss my cassettes too, man. Cassettes were a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
bro. I had 12 inches of snow. You remember that one? 12 inches of snow.
No.
Informa.
Oh my God.
I like you boom boom down. I like you boom boom down.
You want me to start singing Scat Man? I do.
Scat Man. You said that, like, people who don't know, behind the scenes earlier. We were here. We were just, this and that, going back and forth. He says, I'm talking about Minnie the Moocher from the Blues Brothers soundtrack. He starts singing Scat Man. He goes off to use the restroom real quick. He comes back and all he could do is Scat Man. And I was like, oh, right. He's on one. Right.
Hey, the Scat Man was a jam back in 1995 or 96. Yeah, it was cool. It's this funny little techno song with this guy that talks really fast. And so we're talking about music, No Limits Soldiers. We talked a lot of Niners, talking a lot of retro music, whether he had CDs, whether he had cassettes. Crystal Sono says Huff brings the aggression and physicality. That's what we are about. Yeah, I miss Huff. I was watching the clip of Hufanga getting that pick 6 against the Rams, and I just remember how fast he looked on that play, and they clocked him about at 20 or 21 miles an hour. And I thought it was funny because people were saying that we were stupid for drafting Hufanga and he's slow and he ran a 4.65 40 or whatever crap. It's like, okay, dude, this guy's a baller. Shut up.
Chrissy said about her 8-track in her
My
VW Bug.
Bug.
I remember my mom, she had a
those.
I can't remember what year, but an old white, one of those big boat long ass Cadillacs, and it had an 8-track player in there.
Yeah, one of my dad's older cars, I remember an 8-track being in there too. I was going way back.
Yeah.
And shout out to the people over on Instagram. I see you guys. Just remember, if you're on Instagram, to hit the like and subscribe button on the YouTube channel. We just need to increase the viewership and the likes on the YouTube channels. And if you're not on my YouTube channel, go ahead and click on it, because you have to hit up the description box of the video of the stream, because we do have a Mariah 49 Facebook Leads podcast link in there for her YouTube channel. We have Ryan's No Border Sports YouTube channel up in there too. So it's good to check out those channels as well, because we do rotate this podcast every Tuesday. So Bring the Heat podcast every Tuesday at 6:00. So next week it will be on whose channel who's gonna host it next week? Mariah.
Yeah,
so
right.
49 Faithful League podcast next week. Mariah will be the hostess with the mostest, and it's gonna be braggadocious. So yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. To whoever I'm talking to. But yeah, a lot of fun today. We're playing the Rams. I know it's like we got to face that Puka guy. That's the only guy who really, really worries me. I know they still got Cooper Kupp. Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback. I get it. They got that other young wide receiver, Tutu Atwell.
Robinson and Atwell.
Yeah, they got that running back too, right?
Yeah,
they spread the
hell of a
ball
season.
around pretty well. They spread the ball around pretty well.
Kyron Williams, their rookie running back. They did good with some of their draft picks. Honestly, they did.
They did.
9-7. So, we are going to be resting certain players. I get it, and I just hope we come out uninjured. They still got Aaron Donald and all that, and I don't know. They have a killer Witherspoon. How about that? That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody
I
in
hate
the
that
chat
Puka plays on the Rams. I wish, man, because I'm like
Well,
a football fan, too, as well as a 49ers fan, and like I like rooting and watching other teams play, but I hate having to like a player that's on the freaking Rams because I'm not gonna root for him. But man, that kid's a fucking baller. Like he's gonna be. I hope he has a great career. Unfortunately, it's gonna be for the Rams, but man, if it's the rest of his career is anything like how his rookie season went, I mean, he should come out this year with offensive rookie of the year, I think.
What if he wakes up one day and says, "Hey, I want to play with Brock Purdy, trade me or release me"? Hey, you never know. Yeah,
you'd have to pass through waivers, and
good luck.
How are you going to pass through waivers being that talented and on a rookie contract?
So teams can watch you go to make the 49ers better.
Yeah.
It says he's 6'2", 206. He looks way bigger than that. I was doing a lot of those pre-draft shows with mock drafts, and his name popped up a lot, and he was a very interesting player, and I thought the 49ers might be able to consider him in the later rounds, and the Rams hit on the jackpot, basically getting him. He's really, really good. Yeah. I wouldn't say as much as us hitting the jackpot with Purdy, but I mean, different position. There you go. Okay, so 49ers Throwback says 49er minded looks like a Dallas 49ers NFC Championship game. Well, looking too far ahead, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I kind of get antsy about playing certain teams twice. I don't know why, even though we do have our ways with the Cowboys at the same time, But hey, all the games are going to be at Levi's, right?
All the games.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so I guess we should wrap it up. Heading towards an hour and 13 minutes. Usually we go about an hour.
I already wrapped it up.
I know. I noticed, man. You got your celebratory cigar there. If you want to call it,
like you already smoked it too. Shit.
I know, man. You're acting like we won the Super Bowl already. Shit, this is in February, man. Come on.
No, they got some fake Cubans at the grocery store or the market store. I'm gonna do one of those for the Super Bowl.
Is that gonna be your next sponsorship?
No, I don't. I'm still sponsored by the Titty Bear. So,
well, you can be sponsored by more than one company out there.
TIDDY Bear. That's the Titty Bear. The TIDDY Bear.
Mm.
Hey, what's the name of that store that you like?
Wait.
Go ahead.
Sorry, but we have to do our score predictions.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Score predictions.
Hey, didn't I come in your chat with Aaron? And I think my chat was, or my my prediction was like 27-17 or something like that for the Commanders game.
I didn't write your prediction down. I'd have to go back and watch the chat.
I think I was pretty close.
Okay,
like
that's
7 points off.
I'll tell you what mine was. I have it written down on my notes. Okay, mine was 35-13, so I was a little off. Yeah, I was a bit off. Yeah.
All right, so Rams at 49ers. Consider we don't know how many exact players the 49ers are resting, what the situation's going to be. So it's going to be a tricky score prediction. I'm really hoping that, though, like I understand they want to rest players and stuff, but at the same time, like you have the opportunity to sweep the entire division again by beating the Rams. So I really hope that, regardless who they play, that we're able to go away with the win, because I don't want the Rams to have any sort of bragging rights like, oh, we still beat you guys last game of the season. Screw them. I want to be able to go in there and kick ass. So yeah,
Mariah's out for blood. She wants it all.
Fuck it. Chat, what you guys got? Throwback says 33-27.
I can see this being like a 2017 game or like a 35-32 game, 33 game. It's I just don't know what it'll be. Okay, so I am going to go I'll go 27-24.
27-24. All right.
Chrissy gives up a great point. Don't play Purdy without Trent. Yes, the moment you think of pulling Trent, you need to pull Purdy also.
Got to do a special shout out for John Lynch. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Says, what's good? Good to see you, bro. I wish you were here earlier. We're kind of wrapping things up right about now. I miss you, man.
Who's going to the game? What's good? What's
good? There's a whole story behind it with John Lynch and me on Spaces that inspired that song, everybody. So those, if you don't know, now you know.
I haven't seen that drunk bitch for a long time.
Oh, were you there that night?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. You were there. Oh my gosh. I wish that was recorded. Don't play Purdy without Trent. Yeah, there you go, Chrissy. You're right. You said that song. I told you that song is a hit. I don't know. I guess I'm like too humble. I don't know why. I don't care for things that I do. I don't know.
It's the best intro.
Well, she said she's talking about my E40 song that I did for the Rams playoff game, the game that we lost thanks to Jimmy G. There you go. Hey, John Lynch, since you are here late, I type up what you think about Purdy the Niners this season. I haven't really gotten to hear much from you, but go ahead, type it up, and I'll read it. He says, if all starters play, it's 33-17. It's mostly backups. 30. He says 33-17. I'm like, okay. Raphael says 24-21. Tommy
I want to know what Bashar says.
You want? Okay, what I say? I think I wrote it down. No, I didn't write it yet. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. 20. Okay, I'm saying 24-13 Niners.
24-13.
Yes, ma'am. And yeah, yes, it was epic. I totally agree, Red Jet. That was a crazy night. Let's see if we have any others.
I'm going 21-31.
21-31. There you go. You have 33-27 for throwback. If anybody else has any score predictions on Instagram, I don't see any popping up on Instagram. But if you're on Instagram, you have score prediction, I can read it and let you guys know what they say. So yeah, I mean, I don't. Obviously, I wish the season had already ended. To be honest with you, I'm thinking like, damn, it's so lame that we had this stupid week 17 game that we have to play. That means nothing for us. It means absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. Whether we win or lose, it means shit. The only thing is like, hey, we can rest players another week or whatever, but we can't rest everybody. We still have to play certain players at the same day. John Lynch, what's up? Says Purdy was straight phenomenal. The offense from start to finish, the best we've seen under Kyle. The defense does. I don't know what you mean by that, but if you want to retype it, go ahead. That last part, at least. There's somebody we know, John Lynch, that does not agree with us. I wish you could hit me up on my Instagram and I could tell you more about that. But there's somebody that we know very well who hated Jimmy G more than anybody, and he does not. He's not happy with Brock Purdy for whatever weird reason. He said the defense was good, just not as dominant as years past. I do agree. If Kyle doesn't choke, it's number 6. I was waiting for you to throw some Kyle Shanahan Lynch up in there. I roll with Kyle Shanny all the way. Yay. If you know the song, you know. I'm always quoting little songs, and yeah, good to hear from you, John Lynch. Though it's always great to hear from you. That is the real John Lynch, our 49ers general manager. Keeps it real. And
Real
yes,
deal.
He says, well, you know what? The defense, at times, the defense is really, really dominant. It's just not, they kind of pick and choose their spots. It's kind of a weird little defense. And it's funny, though. We'll watch games and be like, oh, damn, the run defense sucks. And then I'll look up the defensive stats for the season for the 49ers. And it's like the 49ers are at the top of the charts in run defense. I'm like, okay. I thought the I don't get why is it that I watch some of the games the run defense looks like shit, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of funny. I don't know, it's weird. Hard to wrap my head around certain things sometimes. He goes, I know who you're talking about. It's because it's Purdy and it ain't Trey. Yeah, it's because Purdy is a Trey. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, well, that's good that it's Purdy that it is Trey, honestly. I wanted Trey Lance to succeed and be the guy too. And you know, at the end of the day, reality has to hit you in the face and tell you, okay, he's not the guy, and the guy who ended up being the guy was the guy who was drafted the last pick of the fucking draft, and that's who the guy is now, and he's proving why he was chosen to be the guy. I mean, that's the end of the story. So what do we got here? That's funny. I just read that now. Yes, so we're gonna wrap things up right about now, like a Christmas gift. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Appreciate all the old and new peeps in the chats. Appreciate everybody from Instagram and Twitter watching. Again, if you're watching from Instagram and Twitter, just hit up the 49er YouTube channel and show some love and like and subscribe. Subscribe to No Border Sports. Subscribe to the 49 Faithfully podcast. And anything that you guys want to say before we go about your channels, go right ahead.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Check my channel out.
He's too busy smoking.
No,
Okay,
it's
Ryan.
not even lit, bro.
Oh, it's
Ready
not lit?
to go.
Oh, okay. You didn't shout out that. I was going to ask you what the name of that little market was that sells your fake cohibas. I don't know.
Fake cohibas? What do you mean?
All right, you said they were fake Cubans. I don't know.
Oh, you talking about Lincoln Market? Yeah, shout out Lincoln Market.
Lincoln Market, what city?
That poor guy. Listen to this. So his wife has got him redoing the whole kitchen, right? So he's in there toiling away at that, and we're talking. His wife's awesome. His wife watches more football than him, and we're talking. She's like, he doesn't even know I've got 2 more projects lined up for him. He thinks he's done after this one. She's giggling and shit. She's awesome.
All right, so shout out to that store over that sells us fake cigars. What's going on with your channel, Mariah? Anything you want to talk about?
Tomorrow, me and TL will be back at 4:30 Pacific time, so come through. And then Thursday, me and Steph for the 2 Goat show. We have Alexis coming on. She's a Rams content creator. We had her on for the first Rams game, so we'll have her back on and talk about, how the Rams have come up to this point and get ready for the Rams game. So that'll be at 5 Pacific time on Thursday. And yeah, that's what I got going
and
on.
Mariah's always doing giveaways on her channel. So if you check out the 49 Faithfully podcast, she'll say, hey, drop a number in the chat because we're giving away this
That's what I'm getting ready right now.
There you go. See, she's full. She's full of giveaways. Yeah. So good to see everybody up in the chat. Thank you guys for watching the Bring the Heat podcast. Next, which starts at Tuesday on every 6 o'clock. Every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. On Friday, I'm gonna be going live twice. 3 o'clock with Ted from TED Talks Ball. Then we got Raj at 7 p.m. from our SF 49ers. Shout out to Raj. And we got Aaron. Aaron and myself go live every Saturday at 3. Then every now and then I'll do a post-game show. Be spur of the moment usually. You can always check out my post-game shows and follow me on social media and these 2, and you'll find out. What up, Kenny? We're wrapping things up right now. But thank you guys for watching the Bring the Heat podcast on the 49er Minded channel, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. Keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Let's go. Let's get healthy, get some rest, and let's kick ass in the playoffs. Yeah.
Fuck these Rams.
Come on, 49 faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Yeah. Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.